That's what I'm talking about. So it's like actually competent. Alright, that's enough. Yeah, I mean, like, that's pretty dang good. That's pretty dang good. That's solo, too. That's literally by yourself. No, it's not 2022 all over again, but we are kind of close. So there is a lot going on here in terms of, like, what we're doing to actually achieve a relativistic comparison to what old Starfire was, but we can still do some pretty decent cooking with this setup. As you guys saw in the damage clips, we have a couple ways in which we can run this. We can either run this with a Haliatus or a GL. Now, I'll be honest, the reason why I've picked these two weapons is because they both have the Bray Legacy Origin trait, helping us get a little bit of extra grenade energy to throw our Starfire grenades. And I have Haliatus, especially because, dude, it rolls Blast Distributor. Now, you might be wondering, in some of those intro clips, especially with the rocket one, how are we reloading this thing without it having, like, Reconstruction, Auto-Loading Holster, or Envious Arsenal, right? Because for the grenade launcher, obviously, yeah, it has Envious Arsenal. That lies in the artifact with Weaken Clear. When damaging a boss or breaking a combatant's shield, we're going to reload our stowed weapons and we're going to weaken the combatant, okay? This is why we have grenade launchers. Obviously, you know, anyone who played the game back then, you know, Witherhoard is a staple in this sort of setup. I tried one with Truth. It just wasn't nearly as, like, fluid and consistent. Plus, with Truth, you kind of just want to dump it anyways. So, yes, we still stick with the Witherhoard. Now, we can clear procs, I think it's every 10 seconds. So, we have to find time to fill those 10 seconds with after we shoot our rockets. And the reason why I have Bipod here is because it kind of just helps burst it down, right? We just go doof, doof. That acts as instances of damage. You really do like having the two here. If you have max grenade stat, like 200 already, cluster bombs probably is going to be a little bit better. But since my armor is a little bit not as good and ideal for this specific setup, I'm having to make do here with what we have. So yes, I am rocking the Blast Distributor to get our 200 grenade that way. Now, if you also have 200 grenade, maybe you could run a different artifact with like Shield Crush and whatnot. But I find just having Weaken Clear is so freaking good. Okay, it helps you reload your stowed rocket. It gives you a debuff if you're playing solo. It's just really nice to have. And then we are using the baton. Now, this is the old baton. I haven't done any like Vespers host farming in the since the update dropped yet. But this one drops with a Demolitionist, Bray Legacy. That's all I need. That's all you need. Attrition Orbs is also nice too. But essentially, you really just need the Demolitionist from this so that we can constantly reload it with a grenade. Witherhoard is Witherhoard, so it's we do love that Witherhoard caddy, bro. We do love it. Auto-loading holster, max handling, give me that all day. Also, I know people are going to be saying this. Yes, this is the best ornament for the Witherhoard. Don't at me, bro. Now, for the subclass, I have Helion. Now, Helion is very, very important here because Helion is going to provide extra Scorch stacks. Extra Scorch stacks procs Ember of Singeing, right? Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. This allows you to have a lot more raw overall total damage with this setup, because if you're in a long damage phase, you're able to just keep dropping your empowering rifts, even though you're not even getting kills, but you're scorching through your Helion, your melee, and your grenades themselves. Very, very useful. That's also why we run Ember of Ashes here. And then as a backup, if for whatever reason, bro, you need to throw out a melee to get Ember of Torches proc for Radiant to proc your Starfire, we have that here. Also, I have Ember of Benevolence just in case we are in a team setting. If you're not in a team setting, feel free to swap this up for, I don't care, anything. Ember of Searing, maybe? I don't care, bro. Switch whatever you may want to. I'm not saying the build is perfect, but there is definitely some cooking going on here, okay? Also, you'll notice, yeah, bro, I don't even have full like 4-piece Vogue armor for this, just because my Vogue armor is all set for like super weapons, and like grenade is kind of just missing there. So I have a Ferropotent helmet and a Ferropotent pair of boots, and then just the 2-piece. So like, not the perfect armor set for this, but like for the sake of the video and just showing you that yes, you can do some cooking with Starfire, it's here. Unfortunately, with the artifact, the only real value we're getting if you're on the rocket variant is just going to be weak and clear. Kinetic impact is great if you are going the grenade launcher route, but everything else in here, maybe outside of curative orbs, don't get me wrong, curative orbs absolutely goated, but like we're not, everything else was kind of just like but yeah, dude, the weak and clear really helps just with everything. And then in terms of other mods here, obviously since it's like a damage loadout, just run your surges for your heavy weapon, and then I have grenade fonts just because like my build sucks. My build isn't that good. A little bit of class font, powerful attraction, and time dilation is like kind of like almost a staple for me on my class item, but overall pretty simple and straightforward stuff. The main thing you got to get used to with this is you're going to have to make sure you're filling that time up in between proccing weak and clear, just so we don't have to reload the rocket. Obviously, if you have to mainly reload the rocket here and there, it's not going to be the end of the world, but in the most optimal perfect rotation with this, you will not ever have to reload the rocket. Okay, so I'm going to try and execute this live and show you guys. First try willy-nilly on our good old buddy Carl here. I'm going to do a rocket and a grenade launcher variant, because the grenade launcher, it's probably like, okay, if you're a solo, the grenade launcher is just easier to do because it's envious arsenal, so it's always going to reload itself just as you're swapping through all your weapons. The rocket launcher has a higher ceiling, but a little bit more minute in the details that you have to get with, right? So let's go ahead and try and execute this. So here's what we're gonna here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna open up with a Wither Horde, nade. He's coming close to me, bro. Why are you coming close to me, bro? I'll drop this down now. And then, yeah, you really do want to make sure you're, like, reloading your rocket. Like, you're, what is this thing called? I'm burgering right now. You know what I'm talking about. Why is bro waddling to me, bro? He normally doesn't do this. You're baton. Throw the grenade, and then, yep, boom. Don't have to reload the rocket. Yeah, sorry, I kind of locked in there, and even then, I kind of burgered. It's okay. Burgering is part of it. It just is what it is. But you really do want to make sure your baton is getting the demo procs, right? Just so you don't have to worry about reloading it. Oh, that's actually really good, because that means the rocket's loaded. And then, yeah, like, even in a non-optimal, because I had to reload the freaking rocket once because I suck, it still did respectable. Like, you know, 150k, not terrible. I feel like that's at least a decent demonstration, even though, like, bro is kind of like, oh, dude, I don't know why, but when you ignite Carl and just, like, scorch him and hit him, he like, moves, he bounces, he gets pushed around like a little baby, but it's chill. So now, I'm going to use a grenade launcher, and also I know it's a little bit over the place, but when I'm doing the damage rotation itself, sometimes and trying to give commentary at the same time, it can be a little bit like not perfect. And this is a one take Willy, bro. Like, I'm on the first try right now. Don't play me, bro. Don't play me. You know what's funny about that? I didn't even pick up the orbs here whenever we did the rocket test, so I might have to run that back. You know what? I will run that back. All right, here we go. It is now grenade launcher time. And luckily with this, yeah, son, we can just spam away like this. Actually, really nice. Don't forget to get that bad boy out there now, son. That demo, it comes in clutch, let me tell you, my friend. Mink. Throw out one more grenade. There you go. So, like, yeah, as you can see, the grenade launcher, yeah, it's faster because you can dump all your grenade launchers out quicker, but, like, the ceiling is lower, right? The ceiling's lower, but the floor, it's more consistent. I would say if you're just in a raw solo setting, this is probably better. If you're in a team setting and, you know, you get somebody on there to run a Gallahorn, bro, you are in there. You are so freaking in there. Since Carl's in a good spot, I'm going to go ahead and do the rocket launcher one again. And this time I'm going to make sure I know for a fact I have the surges up, and maybe I can even get a bit more fluid on my damage. All right, maybe just a little bit more fluid. I'm just going to put on strain loader just in case. It's like an insurance policy with the rocket launcher because it is a little bit like tricky, just like maintaining, like not reloading it. But we should still be relatively successful. Also, the other thing is that with the rocket launcher, it's giving us splash distributor procs. So whereas the grenade launcher, it isn't. So you're sacrificing consistency for a higher ceiling, essentially. All right, and then we rip. Drop the well. Drop this. That lets us throw the grenade. Rockets, Gucci. Give it a second. Throw the grenade. I can cycle back too. It's not that big of a deal. Because you really just don't want to have to reload anything as if you don't have to. That's like the biggest thing is not having to reload if you don't need to. See? See? Like, you can kind of see the vision. I'm not saying it's perfect, but, like, there's definitely a vision to it. And, yeah, you can kind of just keep her going. Regardless, like, total damage is pretty good on this. And with the rocket, like, we didn't have to reload the rocket once there. Yeah, we kind of had to reload the baton once, but, like, it's okay. It's okay. For the sake of showing it off, I feel like we did a pretty good job here. With that being said, and everything out the way, I really want to emphasize that, like, my armor is not fully perfect for this, but it can still do some decent cranking. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below. It took me a little bit to kind of craft this together. We crafted this on stream and whatnot, had a good amount of fun using 2 Bray Legacy Origin Trait weapons in the good old Wither Horde, a blast distributor rocket launcher, and we can clear to reload the rocket launcher for us so we don't have to worry about it, and we can achieve some pretty respectable things. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do consider checking out the Twitch channel. We be streaming a good amount. See your beautiful faces in the next one. Adios.